I thought we did some good things. Probably, first of all, I'd like to say that we're thankful that Coach Smith was able to come back. He's a great guy. Really enjoyed getting to know him. Love what his story is, what his path has been, and admire who he is. So we're thankful that he was able to bring his team here. I like some of what we did. I like more of what we did the last 12 minutes of the game than I did the first half specifically. But part of it, everybody did some good things and everybody did some bad things. Different ambiance than the scrimmage, and I hope that what we were able to do today will help us grow in preparation for Friday.
Is Dwight playing that much better than Junior? Has Junior not been picking things up as fast as you would like, or what were you looking at?
Just a combination of a lot of things. Bikes has been really good, just as a player, not specific to a position. He's been really good. Been really good off the floor. As a leader of our group, been really good on the floor. Obviously, he's ahead of Junior and Reggie relative to all that we do. And he's, you get what you earn, and he's earned it. He's been really good.
Reggie seemed to be able to control things on the floor fairly well for you, though.
I like Junior and Reggie both. I think that they can both help us. I think they're different, which we wanted them to be different when we recruited them. Junior's a different type of point guard than Reggie is, and vice versa. And I don't mind playing with multiple point guards on the floor. We're not ready for that yet. We've done that, I guess, every year that I've been here. But Reggie played a lot better today than I anticipated him playing. Not that I anticipated that he would be bad, but it was the first time he had played in front of lights, and I thought he did good.
15 and 10 and 12 and 9 out of Jay and Chris in a perfect world. Is that what would you be getting out of
Man, boy, that'd be great, wouldn't it? I think Chris has really improved. There's parts of his game that he's still unsure of, and I think a lot of it, Todd, is just because he's never played. But there's parts of his game that are good, and he's still never played. You know what I mean? So we can't blame that part of what he does is good and take credit for it, and then part of what he does bad, justification is that he didn't play. He never played, period. So he's still got things to work on. I think Jay's really good. I've always thought that. He has great instincts. He's a great human being. He understands and does not shy away from how we work and the culture that we work in. That definitely helps his learning curve because he's not in a state of shock. And he's picked up what we do, and we're going to need him. We're going to need him to be good, I think, nightly.
Do you feel like Jay's kind of brought a toughness factor down low after seeing him play today?
Well, he's just a tough kid. When you look at him, you're scared of him. But he's really not like that. You know what I mean? But when you look at him, you're like, wow, he kind of looks mean. He's not mean, but he's really, really smart. He has great instincts for how to play, and he's one of the best teammates on our team, and we've yet to play a game just because he knows how to help make guys better. And I definitely think he adds a different dimension to our team.
Jamil was one of the last guys off the bench today. Put up some points in his minutes. Is it the defense that is holding him back right now?
He was awful this morning, awful, and it's just part of it, Todd. And I told our guys in there just a minute ago, this will be the last time I'll talk about our youth, because everybody has young guys. We have more than most, but everybody has young guys. So we all have to grow up. Our old guys can't be old. They have to be senior citizens. And our young guys can't be young. They have to be old. And so that's the same thing. I mean, nobody says anything about my age. I'm the youngest guy on our staff. You know what I mean? Nobody talks about my age. Let's quit talking about our players' age. Melo's been bad today, but he was good this afternoon. And the roller coaster, at some point, it has to level out. And when it levels out, it needs to be heading north. And I think that they'll figure that out. But we need to all figure that out.
After the exhibition is done now, do you feel like your team got more out of the exhibition or the scrimmage, and what do you look forward in the future to wanting to do?
I feel like we get more out of the scrimmage. Nothing against Coach Smith's team, nothing against our fans that came here. there are elements to an exhibition that obviously you don't get from a scrimmage. The positive thing about the scrimmage is it's the only thing that the NCAA doesn't legislate relative to the time. And so you can work as long as you want. You can play a game, you can play 2 games, you can play situations, you can play half court, you can play out of bounds, you can play against zone, all of those things are healthy. And so I trend to think that for sure we'll always play 1, and I'd like to play 2 as long as it could be the right 2. You know, if you could play 1 at home and you could play 1 on the road, now they've learned those routines. And if the one that you play at home is at the Bradley Center, then at least they've played at the Bradley Center. Today was the first time we've been here. So we'll see. I worked on it some Thursday and Friday of this week for next year, and just want to be efficient in what we do. And when you have a team that's so diverse in what we're doing, the longer you can be with them and the more situations you can put them in, you hope that the quicker they mature.
You had a couple of 5-man line changes, particularly one when the league was cut down to 10. Is that something that we'll see more often, or is that just frustration?
Frustration. We weren't getting stops. I think, I don't have a book, but I think they had 34 points when I subbed the first 5 guys. And then I started subbing, when you get 3 strikes in bowling, they call it a turkey. When you get 3 stops in a row defensively at Marquette, we call it a turkey. So we're playing for turkeys. So as soon as you don't get 3 stops in a row, I was subbing 5 more. And I think we did pretty good. We forced 10 turnovers in the second half, made 13 free throws in the second half, only turned it over. How many times did we turn it over in the second half? 3? I think we turned it over 2 in the first half and 3 in the second half. And there for a long period of time, I think they scored, 4 or 5 points. The last media timeout to the end of the game, we scored 1 and they scored 6 because we was trying to do something just a little different. But I thought we were much better from that 12-minute mark approximately on.
At media day, you said that the swaying factor with this team is the point guard position. If Dwight can fill that role, or do you feel like that Reggie or Junior has to, and do you want them to fit that point guard slot, or do you feel like right now Dwight can handle that?
Well, I hope that all 3 of them can help us there. Relative to minutes, I don't know how that'll be. That'll depend upon how well they can guard. What we do offensively is not really hard. We'll continue to add things, but what we're doing right now offensively, there's not a lot to it. It's, can we guard? And can we get back in transition? Can we stop the ball? Can we engage the ball? Can we keep the ball out of the paint? All the things that we talk about. We need all of them. We need all of them to help us.
Being in the exhibition or in that scrimmage, did you see every combination that you were hoping to?
Well, I screwed up what I was wanting to see the last 12 minutes because we weren't playing the way we were supposed to play, and so I just started subbing all 5. But maybe we learned more from that than what I had planned to do, just because they realized the value of a possession defensively. I don't think we're going to have problems scoring, and I don't know that we've ever had problems scoring. Our problem is, can we prevent teams from scoring? And so maybe my frustration and how I handled my frustration, maybe we'll grow from that. And I think that we will. That's why I was a little delayed in coming in here.
So you did get everything you wanted out of it?
Yeah, I think so. I would have liked to have played guys for longer stretches, but then when I was subbing 5 guys at a time, that kind of ruins the thought process on it. But I think it was good.
Okay, one more. Can you put a percent? Do you remember back last year how much point Dwight did play for you? Just
I don't think he ever did.
not much, if at all.
No,
right?
Kubi started at the point, and then I think we eventually settled. I think we changed the lineup 7 or 8 times in non-conference, and then I think once we got to conference, we just played all midgets. I'm not sure that I don't think Mike's ever played a possession of point guard.
So saying that, would you say that's one of the bigger surprises coming out of the opening portion of practice here, that you are looks like you're gonna be starting him at point going into the season.
Well, it's not surprising to me just because we've been seeing it throughout practice.
Like from summer till now, could you have expected that?
Yeah, but he played the point a lot when he was at high school, and then he played the point sometime when he was at
Indian Hills?
yeah, Indian Hills. But him and Hardy, the kid that went to St. John's, they just kind of alternate, which even when he has the license, as does DJ, that on a defensive rebound, if they get it, they're initiating the break. But if they don't get it, and Reggie or Junior are in the game, then they're running the wings. And so there's a little bit of an adjustment with that. But I think in defense of Junior and Reggie, there's a lot that comes at you from me early in your career. And then once you figure out how to absorb that, it typically helps you throughout the rest of your career. And Bikes has been through it. It's kind of like Jimmy Butler. I mean, Jimmy doesn't look at or talk anything like what he did when he first got here, But it's just kind of part of the evolution of growing up.